Hello everyone, so now I am using the Cisco CML. In this one we will do one lab. Okay, so this is a topology. I am using Cisco Modeling Lab. In this one we can do the lab same like we are doing in the EVNG, similar like that we can do here. And if you want to increase the size of this topology, you can click zoom in and you can see here. And if you want to power on all the devices, you can go to the lab and click here start lab, so it will power on all the devices. And if you want to take the nodes also, you can take the node. Like if you want to take the console, just right click and click console. Here you will get the console of R1. If you need the console of R2 also, you can take the console of R2. Okay, so I will go here. So here I already taken the console of R1 and I will take the console of R2 also. Now we can do the configuration. So here if you want, we can check show IP route. Do we have any configuration inside this router? Still it is not showing anything. I can write show IP protocol, and now you can see if I write show IP protocol, I have inside this one OSPF already configured in this topology in the R1. And I will check in R2 also what routing protocol is working here. So I will write here show IP protocol, and you can check here also OSPF is enabled. So in this topology already OSPF is enabled. If you want to remove the OSPF, how you can remove? You can go here and write no router OSPF and whatever the process ID you have. You can check here what we have, OSPF 1 we are running. So if you write no router OSPF 1, then it will remove the OSPF configuration here. So you can see the neighbor go down, and here also you can do the same thing. If you want to remove the OSPF, write no router OSPF 1. Whatever you have, you can remove like this. So this is another student lab which we teach them. So I use the same topology. Now we will do the configuration from scratch. Already we have the IP address. How we can check? We can write show IP interface brief. So you can see these are the interface present in the router. To interface, whatever you can see here, that IP already we assigned to that topology. This is R1, and if you want we can go to R2 also and we can write show IP interface brief. You can see here also we have the configuration already done for IP address. If I write here show IP protocol, and you can see here I don't have any routing protocol here. Okay, I don't have any routing protocol here. Nothing is working here. OSPF before it is working, I remove that one. Now I can do the configuration. How we will do the configuration? We will write router OSPF 1. After that, if you want, you can use network command, or simple how we will use in the company. Just we will go under the interface. We will write here IP OSPF 1 area, whatever area you want. I need area 0, so I put 0 here. So what I done here, if you see here, I go under this interface E0 by 0 here, and I put IP OSPF 1 area 0. With this command we enable the OSPF under this interface. Now I need to do the same thing for this interface. So I will go to that interface. I will write interface E0 by 1. I will write here IP OSPF 1 area 0. So with this command I enable the OSPF for this both interface. If you want, you can write show IP OSPF interface brief. With this command you can check whatever interface is put, whatever interface we advertise with the OSPF, by writing this command show IP OSPF interface brief. So when I write here show IP OSPF interface brief, you can see this interface means here whatever the interface I have here, I use that interface. Okay, so if you want, I can use my pen tool to just highlight what I am saying, because sometimes some tutorials you can see they are just saying, they are not highlighting. So because of that, one student is difficult to understand. So this command I put show IP OSPF interface brief. So with this one you can see these two interfaces appearing here. So we can say these two interface now are in the OSPF. Okay, they are using area 0. So same thing I need to do here also. IP address already we have. We need to only enable the OSPF. Then we can check the route. So I will go here in the router 2 and I will do there also. So if you want, I can write show like router OSPF process ID, then I will use the interface method. What interface I have? E0 by 0. Which interface I am saying? I am saying for router 2. You can see this is a router 2. This interface E0 by 0. This is a E0 by 0. I am going to enable the OSPF in this interface and also in this interface. So they can exchange this route here, and whatever route they are getting, they can accept that one. So let me do now. So I will do here, I will write IP OSPF 1 area 0. Then I will go to another interface E0 by 1. I have E0 by 1. Where I have this one I am saying E0 by 1. This is a E0 by 1. I will go under that interface. I will enable the OSPF. So I go already there. I will write IP OSPF 1 area 0. Okay, so our work finished. Now I can exit and I can write here show IP route, and we need to check. So you can see here when I write here show IP route, you are getting the route from the OSPF. This one is O. O means you are getting this from OSPF. So what you are getting actually here, if you see, if I move this up, you can see what you have here. You have here the code. This is a code you receive. In this one you can see O stand for OSPF. So if you are getting any route from OSPF, you will have O here. If you are getting any route from static, you will have S. If you are getting any route or any information with C means connected. If you are getting with L means local. So here R means RIP. If you get anywhere B means BGP, and if you get N1, that is OSPF, NSS external type 1 or E1. So depending upon here is the code, you need to figure out what code is appearing here, and you need to check that code represent what. Like now O is representing here. O stand for OSPF, so you are getting this route from the OSPF. You are learning here 192.168.1.0. If anyone want to go to this network, they need to forward. The next hop will be 200.1.1.1, and this will be the leaving interface. So routing, what is actually routing? We can say routing is nothing but for finding the next hop IP and leaving interface. If you know this one, that's all. You need to forward, you need to switch the traffic, you need to send the traffic. So if anyone want to go to this network, next hop will be this and leaving interface will be this. And from this much time, this route is up. And if you see, this is the AD value is 110 in the OSPF, and this is a metric. Metric is a cos. So this is a metric, you have 20. Later we will see why this 20, why not the other number. We can see that later because we are using Ethernet interface here. Later we will see Ethernet, fast Ethernet, Giga Ethernet. So cost will change, how the speed is changing. We will see there that later. Okay. So what else we can say? This successfully we done, and we have the routes, and you can ping and you can get the reply also. And if you want to check the neighbor table, you can check the neighbor table. If you write show IP OSPF neighbor, you will get the neighbor table. In this one you have the neighbor ID, you have the priority, and the state is full and DR. So this is your neighbor. You are checking here in R2. So R1 is your neighbor. His IP is this one. So they taken that one as a router ID. That is nothing but neighbor ID. By default priority is 1. State, we have the state. So now he is in full state and he become DR. And this is the hello timer, like you know, 10 to 40 seconds. So this timer will be reduced, and again when he receive the hello packet, again it will become 40 seconds. And this is your neighbor IP, and this is your interface, this router interface which is connecting to the neighbor. This is the neighbor table. And after that you can check the, what we can say, database table. You can write show IP OSPF database, and you can get the database entry here. So when you see here what information you are getting in the database, you can see this is the OSPF router ID 200.1.1.2 and process ID, and this is the area, you are using area 0, and here you have the router LSA. This is a LSA 1. In that one it is showing we have two router who is advertising these two link. This is the age and sequence number, checksum value, and how many link they are advertising. They are advertising two link. And this one is a network LSA. Area is 0 here. This one LSA is known as network LSA. And here in this one they are going to advertise the information about the DR. So who is DR? This guy is DR. So his ID is showing here, and who is advertising this router only advertising network, that is routerless. Okay, so this is the database table. So now we can end the session. See you in our next class.